The January transfer window is upon us and it's come at a fantastic time. We find ourselves in a little bit of financial turmoil at the moment, but with saleable assets at the club, hopefully we can resolve the situation soon. So we are £23 million over the balance at the moment, and the committed spending on the wages isn't looking too great either. However, we do have two players on the transfer list to hopefully resolve that issue. Amaral is back from his loan spell, so he's on the transfer list for 23 million, and Robert Chiriak as well on the transfer list. So we'll see if we get any offers. Chiriak has got a virus at the moment, but I don't think it'll deter teams from making bids for him if they find a reasonable asking price for him. So there is a bit of business to be done. Realistically, if anyone comes in for any of the other players, we will be considering offers for them. We have a lot of youngsters who could break into the team without us having European football, just to add a little bit to the first team squad for this year. So it's very much a window in which we could say goodbye to quite a few players in the hope of strengthening this financial situation that we do find ourselves in. It doesn't seem to be affecting matters on the pitch though. Obviously we left off with a 2-0 defeat to Chelsea, but it's almost been a clean sweep since then. We started off with a 2-2 draw against Southampton, Whittle and Anthony Jones getting us goals in that game, and now 4 successive wins. Norwich, Brentford, Wolves and Brighton all dispatched. Wolves and Brighton were particularly good results, 5-1 and 4-1, and we find ourselves 7th in the Premier League. We aren't too far off competing for the Champions League spot either. We do have a game in hand, so if that all goes well, we could find ourselves just a couple of points off breaking into those. They are lofty ambitions, but you've got to dream when you are in this sport. Up next we do have the FA Cup against Crystal Palace. That's coming up in a couple of days' time. That'll be followed up by the Man U game. We're giving ourselves a little bit of time to see if we can move on a few players. We have actually had a few bids come in for Amaral for that 23 million as well. Watford is his preferred destination. They're going to have to up their bid low to this £23 million, which Bologna and the Brazilian team are offering. But if he does go, obviously that'll get us closer to getting back into the positive bank balance, and will do nice work for the wage budget as well. So we're going to hope that he does leave, and leave quite quickly. To be fair, we could do with getting this sorted out as soon as possible, just so it doesn't keep eating away at this. So yeah, we just need him to make a decision as soon as possible. He's not going to be playing for us in the next match, as that would leave him ineligible to play for another team throughout the rest of the season. So yeah, he's going to stay far away from the first team squad until his future is sorted out. We do have a few more offers for him, and only loan offers for Chiriak, which is really disappointing. We are going to just reject all the loan offers, and we will actually set him as unavailable for loan as well. Another £23 million offer for Amaral, and yeah, some loan offers as well, which really not interested in entertaining. If he's going to go, he's going to go permanently. With it being the FA Cup, we are going in with quite a bit of rotation. It's only the score who keeps us place, simply because Alvarez is out of action for the time being with a virus. So we don't have any other left back apart from Jones, who's also started pretty much every game. So we're trying to keep an eye on the players' fitness, but yeah, the score begins at left back. But other than that, it's a completely changed squad. Caetano gets his first starting goal. Although he has started for us before, it's the first time you guys are going to see him in there. Silva Santos, England and Raul make up the defence. Silai, Patino, Sintas, Milinkovic and Pereira and Foy are the rest of the team. We also have Francisco Santiala on the bench. I've probably pronounced his surname multiple times since he's been at the club, and will continue to pronounce it several ways, I imagine. But he's going to be on the bench today. Might get a little cameo before we move him back down to the under-21s. But we have also decided to offer out Felipe on for a loan deal, just to see if we can get his wages down, and probably will look to sell him on in the summer. And just as well, Chod Manatam has had a few loan offers. So again, just to get him off the wages and help his development a bit, we're going to see if a loan deal can do him a little bit of good. We'll concentrate on the transfers after the match though. Obviously it's a big game for us today. It's our FA Cup entrance this year, and we want to go out there and get a good result. Crystal Palace is a team we really should be beating, even though we have changed the team, and I do expect this team to go out and get a good result. I think they beat Wolves 5-1, so yeah, they definitely have the quality in there, and we just need them to go out and do the job against Crystal Palace today. It's a very quiet opening to the match, nothing to speak of so far, so we're going to hope it livens up in a little bit. Yeah, nothing to report. Until now, Patino with the corner, he gets it to the back post. Not sure who won that one, it could have been Silva Santos, but it went over the bar. It's the first chance of note in the first half. With time dwindling away, it looks to be the only chance of note in the first half. And yeah, very, very awful performance. These players are going to get a few minutes to see if they can liven things up, but we do need to make changes. We want to take the score and send us off, as obviously we need to protect the score as he's playing all the games at the minute. Sindas is just returning from his own little injury as well, so we need to make sure we manage his minutes carefully. We do have games coming thick and fast. We've got Aston Villa in 3 days after this, then Man U 2 days after that one. So we are going to be making use of all of the squad, and we need to make sure that they've got the fitness in the legs to keep on going. Milinkovic is tiring a bit as well, so he can come off. We'll bring on Steenvouden and Santawala in that attacking midfield position. Anthony Jones can come on at left back as well. And now we have an attack ourselves. Steenvouden for the first time getting involved. I think Raul won the header at the back post but couldn't get it past the keeper. Hopefully we keep the pressure up from the throw-in, but we don't. And another highlight comes and goes. Pereira not having the greatest of influence on that right hand side. Foy not having the greatest of influence up top as either. So we'll bring on Costa and we'll bring on Lee Dilly as well. And hopefully these two can make the difference. We are going to move on to a positive mentality as well. We are the team on top, and we do need to go out and get the win. We would like to do it within this game as well. So we're going to go very attacking now. We're going to demand more for the final 5 minutes. But it's been a dull game of football. We've got a free kick in stoppage time though. Steenvouden steps up, but he can't find the target. And with the way this game's gone, you would expect that to be the final opportunity. And it's one of the worst games of Football Manager we've ever seen. And that'll mess the schedule up a little bit more as well, because obviously we'll have to do the replay. So we're going to see what havoc that'll do if there's been any games rescheduled. And yeah, the Man U game has been rescheduled, and the Spurs game has been rescheduled as well. Yeah, what's that? We'll come back for the second leg, then do the Spurs game as well, because that lasted about 2 minutes. It was crap. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on the transfer news. Obviously, if nothing happens before the Palace game, we'll be back then. But we need things to happen. Hopefully, Amaral will secure his move before then, and maybe get a few bids for for Robert Chiriac as well. We have had the first of the deals go through. Amaral has gone and joined Flamengo, I'm pretty sure that is. He's 23 million, 22 million will be added to the budget, but obviously it should have made a difference to the balance, but the balance has actually gone a bit lower than what it was. So yeah, more balancing of the books clearly needed, and it's not going to be an issue that's sorted out very quickly. I was really hoping that was going to be a much nicer number, but yeah, things getting worse. That looks nicer though. We're only £20,000 over the wage budget now, so hopefully it'll stop that going down as quick as it has been. I think we have come up with a solution as well for the young player whose second name I can't pronounce. We are just going to call him Francisco. He's made a name for himself in the first team already in what was quite another dull game against Aston Villa. We needed a little bit of perseverance and quality from the young man himself. He won the ball back on the halfway line, just ran through, and a fantastic finish with his left foot to win us the game 1-0. And yeah, very much deserved. Jimenez was the real hero in the match though. He did save a penalty, he kept a clean sheet. definitely been a much better season for him. But obviously we need a better performance in that Crystal Palace game in the hopes of improving just improving on the first leg. It was truly bloody awful. We've had our first offer for Chiriac as well, and yeah, it's a decent offer. Would even get some profit from the sale if it did sell him again. He's got no interest in speaking to him. It's another Brazilian team, but we're going to hope that they can, just persuade him to take that move. Chob Manitam as well is moving out on loan to the Eredivisie, so hopefully a little bit of experience for him and a little bit of improvement, and we'll assess his future when he does return as well. So another deal which has actually got us back below the wage budget, so we're not too worried about the committed spending now. We could move some of this transfer budget into wage budget, but I think that's a sensible ceiling for us to keep it at the moment, so we're not going to be changing any of that. And because the Amaral deal has officially gone through, it has gone into that overall balance, and it's looking a lot brighter than I thought it would, so not as much reason to panic now. But like we say, still hopefully another sale and a couple more loans to get over the line. Yeah, we can start to see this balance look a lot more healthy. Back for the Palace game, we would have had Caetano in goal, but I forgot to take him off being eligible for the under-21, so he's actually got a game for them today. It's a bit too late to take him off, so I'll make him available for the under-21s again, just so he actually plays in that game. But Jimenez begins in goal, Silva, Santos, England, Raul. Alvarez is back in the team today, though, so the score misses out entirely just to give him a little bit of a breather. Hopefully Alvarez can enjoy a nice little run out today. Silai and Patino are behind Steenvoorden, Francisco and Milinkovic. We've made a slight little change in this area as we don't really have a winger in that position. So Francisco and Milinkovic are playing alongside each other. Milinkovic is the shadow striker, does have the instruction to move into the channel, so hopefully he can keep occupying that right hand side and getting some good deliveries into Pereira up front. Obviously we want a win in this match to take us through to the fourth round. We did have the draw earlier, didn't really pay attention to it, so I'm not sure who would get in the next round. It'll be a nice little surprise for us when we do go out and beat Crystal Palace today. We do have bids for Felipe and Chiriac, so we are still waiting for them to go through. Chiriac one is a little bit doubtful as he didn't have any interest, but it seems to be taking a bit of time, so hopefully that'll mean that he is considering it, and then we can get that £27 million into the club as well. So he misses out today and Felipe misses out today as well, so it probably is a bench which is at full strength, so we have the big hitters to come on if we need them. I mean, really, we just want an exciting game against Crystal Palace today. The last one was truly awful. This one hasn't started off great for us. Marcelo Silva Santos picking up an injury in the 15th minute of the game, so yeah, not really ideal for us. It came before any shots came in the match. Patino now floating a free kick to the back post. Silai can't get up to it. Pereira keeps it in, gets it to Alvarez. He tries to get it to Steenvoorden, but it was a really poor ball and the opportunity really broke down. Angelo has it for Palace now, breaking down the right hand side. He gets past Alvarez. Alvarez catches back up to him though, but can't stop the cross from coming in. And we do, thankfully now, get it away a little bit, but Palace continue coming forward. Fuda gets it away. I still don't think we've had a shot throughout this attack. We finally had one, and Corey Cruikshank has got Crystal Palace a goal. So we need to do a bit of work to get back into the match. It hasn't come too long after the injury to Silva Santos, so maybe that little bit of restructuring in the defence hasn't really helped the organisation there. There was a lot of bodies on the line though. It did take a bit of a deflection on its way into the goal. So yeah, disappointing for us to go behind. We've come back into it straight away though. Sincon Silai putting those disciplinary problems from earlier in the season behind him, grabbing his first goal for the club now. Maybe it's going to be the first of many. I do see this guy being a very long-term addition to the team. Obviously lost his place because of those disciplinary issues we mentioned before, but he is performing well, he is improving, and maybe that's just the start of something wonderful coming from him now in the future. since those 2 goals. It's continued like the first game though. Very, very poor performance from both teams. We're just going to say we're not happy with what we're seeing from this team. Francisco isn't having the greatest of games so far. Gabriel Pereira, again, another one not having the best of games. So maybe we've got the players who we need to change in order to get a little bit more. We are creating opportunities, but it's that old story that we aren't putting them away. So we're going to have to see what we can do. We do maybe have the opportunity to come forward now, and we've definitely got the opportunity to go ahead and really put a stamp on the match now. Crystal Palace down to 10 men because of a very, very stupid handball on the halfway line, so instantly we're moving to an attacking mentality. Stephen Whittle is going to be coming on for Francisco. Not enjoying the best of games from the start today, but nice to see him in the starting lineup, though I'm sure we'll be featuring there a lot in the future. We'll bring on Anthony Jones for Alvarez as well. Alvarez only just coming back from a virus, so need to monitor his fitness and make sure he's looked after. We'll keep it like that for now, but maybe as well bring on an orthodox winger instead of Milinkovic, although Milinkovic is having one of the better games for us today, so probably not going to do that one straight away. Crystal Palace, despite being down to 10 men, with an opportunity now though. Patino with a captain's header away, but it doesn't go far enough. Crystal Palace get it back into the box, but waste the opportunity. We have obviously put Patino out of the team a little bit more this season, and yeah, he is starting to show a little bit of, losing a little bit of fitness here and there. He's still a fantastic player for us, obviously still our captain, but maybe could be his final season at the club. We do want to let him see the new stadium. He'll definitely get a game there before he goes, but yeah, maybe it could be time for Patino to move on as well, as we keep on improving and overhauling the squad. Next year in Europe, if we get to Europe that is, we do want to make sure that we have a more competitive squad. I think one of the issues that we fell into last year was not having the depth in the squad to compete across the Premier League and Europe, and ultimately that left us only competing in the Premier League this season, where we can compete with the first team, but depth wise maybe need to add a little bit more to be able to do it across both competitions. Like we can see in this match, we're against Championship opposition who are down to 10 men, and the majority of the second team aren't tearing up the place, so we do maybe need to work on the depth. Like we said, some big players may need to leave, but I've got faith in this team though for the remainder of this season. Definitely. Whittle now in the box, not really sure what he was looking for. Pereira wasn't really in space across the box, and it ended up in the arms of the keeper. And now maybe another chance for us to get forward. Raul on the ball, he's drifting over halfway, he finds Costa. Would have expected Jones to continue his run, but he dilly-dallied. Matashita now able to get the ball in. Milinkovic is there. Milinkovic finds the back of the net, and will move back down to a positive mentality, stay on the front foot, but not as attacking, and hopefully preserve this lead now. We've got about 10 minutes left in the match, I imagine, including the injury time. Time for us to go and grab another goal. Whittle now in the box. He has Silai behind him. Thought he was going to take the opportunity on himself. Disappointed that he did play it back. We keep possession though. It's with England now into Fuda, and he has got a Crystal Palace player for company, so England has the ball again. I'm waiting for it to be played back to Jimenez, but we've actually got it forward now. Pereira with a snapshot from the edge of the box, which hits the bar. Would have been great to see him get a second goal for the club there. Not quite to be though. Unlucky for the man not to be able to find the back of the net, but good to see us still trying to get forward and make it definitive. We've got Whittle on the ball again. Pereira's in space. Can he take it round his man? He's got one more to beat. He can't get past Smith, and the ball is now with the Crystal Palace keeper, so it's an opportunity that we have missed. Raul wins it and only gets it to a Crystal Palace player, so we would like the security of that third goal to give us a 2-goal cushion. while it remains as it is, it's definitely nervy times for us. We do seem to be keeping possession well and carving out opportunities, but when it gets to the final third, we're just not quite enough. Anthony Jones now into Milinkovic, and just as we were saying it's not quite enough, Milinkovic pops up, gets his second goal of the game, and that really should be over now as a contest. I don't think Pals can mount a comeback down to 10 men and with only injury time to go, and Milinkovic could be the hero for us in this game. And maybe we're going to put a little bit of gloss onto that scoreline as well. We're coming forward once more. There's a couple of minutes of stoppage time left. Pereira trying to get it across the box. There's no one there in the Stockport shirt though. Silai now finding Fuda. Can he get a ball into the box? He can. Whittle's not really the aerial target you want to see in the middle of the box though. He doesn't really have the height to go and win many headers. So yeah, wasn't really expecting too many miracles there. Paul Fuda even popping up and having a shot. It's only a shot though, it's well wide, but it's nice to see the young man find a little bit of confidence to burst forward in such a manner. But a very good win for us. Should have done it in the first leg. Took obviously a replay for us to get through, which is disappointing, but through to the FA Cup fourth round. In terms of prize money as well, it is offering up some decent prize money if you get to the latter stages, so we definitely want to do that just to make sure we can keep on bringing in a little bit of money like this. Oh my word, Silva Santos is going to be out for a couple of months. And that really isn't ideal for us. Obviously we've got Fuda, who has been more of a regular starter recently. Maybe it could be a little bit of, it could be good for Silva Santos actually to have a little bit of a rest, take some time out. Obviously he's going to be injured, but just to rediscover a little bit of form for him. So hopefully he can make the best of being out for that time, set his head back on football and maybe put in some improved performances and get him back into first team football as well. We've got Spurs coming up in 3 days, and obviously we're still looking to get some transfer business done in between now and then, so we'll see you back for that Spurs game soon. And it wouldn't be me if I hadn't fully rotated the team yet again for the game against Spurs. Jimenez in goal, Fuda, Santos, Jones in the score, Matsushita, Arnott, Costa, Whittle, Sintas and Dilly are the 11 going out today. Obviously Silva Santos missing that little bit of football. We're happy Alvarez is back though, so Raul can sit there as the right back replacement. Obviously we've got Engel in there, Alvarez now can come in at left back. So it's looking a little bit more balanced at the back now, although we definitely would love Silva Santos available. It is this team though that's going to have to go out and do the job. We have seen really good performances from this front four throughout the season. Sintas is the one who isn't really playing particularly as good. I think as well, Milinkovic showed us a little bit of magic in the last match. So we'll see if this little lopsided formation can continue working wonders for us like it did in the last game. I know it was against weaker opposition, but it's just nice to have Milinkovic back into the team, and hopefully he can have a good little bit of an impact today. We do want him to continue his good goal scoring form. Like we say, he's quieted down a little bit this season in comparison to recent seasons, which is why he has dropped out of the team a little bit as well. But I do expect him to be able to hit the heights that he has done. I think he may have needed that little bit of time, not in the starting 11, to rekindle that little bit of form for himself. And hopefully it's this game against Spurs where he's going to show that he can still do it in the Premier League. And we are going to keep a lookout for Larson as well on the Spurs team. Not sure if he's starting today, probably not. And hopefully we can go out, get a good result, and just show him that he made the absolute wrong decision choosing Spurs over us. Jones now with the ball at the back, tries to get it into Costa, who breaks inside and finds Arnott. It's good play in tight spaces from the team. Whittle now trying to get through. It ends up at the feet of the score. Spurs with quite a few last minute tackles in there, but Whittle finally gets it into the back of the net. I think Spurs were really putting their lives on the line to stop us from conceding there. We see the first big tackle, we see the second one coming now, but this is where Costa picks it up, and little Whittle just finding a little bit of space for himself and getting the ball into the back of the net. and we find ourselves 1-0 up. The score now gets it to Costa. Can't quite get past the Spurs man, and again they seem to be doubling up on Leonardo Costa down that left hand side, so maybe that'll create a bit more space for the score. But yeah, we'll keep on saying how he does. Costa obviously already devastated Spurs once and got himself an assist, so yeah, they're gonna have to do well to keep him quiet, it seems. Van der Ven running forward for Spurs now, gets it to Udogie at the left hand side, He tries to get past Arnott, but it's a terrible ball. Milinkovic can try to break for us, but Udogie gets back, makes the tackle, and it's Spurs going forward. Ravaglioli now, surely he was in an offside position. I think the defence held a good line, and I'm going to say that's offside confidently. Obviously we know the refs are full and they don't like me, but they like me this time. It has been disallowed, and the referee's not a fool. He's a very, very competent man. Never doubted him for a second, and yeah, he's got that one absolutely spot on. It's another attack starting for us, at least I hope. Arnott on the ball, gets it back to Santos. It's Matsushita now. He looked to try to burst over halfway, couldn't quite do it, but he's got the ball back and he can break forward now. It's a lovely little reverse pass into Dilly. Dilly was offside. We're going to say that he knew it, and that's why he put that one wide of the post. It was a glorious opportunity for him though, and really should have been hitting the target even though he was offside. Foden now in the centre of the pitch, gets it to Costa, and Costa's grabbed his first goal of the game, but it's a second goal involvement, a goal and an assist now for the Brazilian, and he has really been a sensational signing for us. But could have been Marcus Rashford there, could have been Marcus Rashford getting this goal, but it's little Leonardo Costa, and yeah, delighted that he has continued his good form as well. What a gem I think we've unearthed from Brazil there, and he's just continuing the good form that he has shown. Milinkovic is tiring now. Obviously he played the full 90 minutes in the last game, so we are going to see Sintas come onto the pitch and he can continue out wide in his inside forward role, because we are training them there. We do want to continue playing the wingers. Obviously it's worked well for us, that little lopsided formation, so if the need arises we can keep doing it. But the wing play formation has been working very well for us throughout the season as well. So more than happy to go back to that and give Sintas some game time to keep him return to full fitness as well. Spurs missing an early opportunity at the beginning of the second half, and now we're looking forward to go for the third goal. Santos gets it to Matsushita. He finds Costa. Costa looking to create again. It's Dilly into Little Whittle. Little Whittle can't find the back of the net with his effort from long range. I feel that we have found a name for him now. Little Whittle seems to be the name that has a good ring for it. It's a very easy name to pronounce, so we didn't need another name for it. I just really enjoy the ring of Little Whittle. So Little Whittle will be his name going forward, I believe. And yeah, he's going to continue in this match. We're bringing on Gabriel Pereira just to see if he can get a goal for us. We've also brought on Raul at right back. Foden having to come on quite early on in that Palace game, so we need to rest his legs a little bit and hopefully save him from picking up an injury. Obviously if he gets injured with Silva Santos out for a while, it would leave us a little bit open in those defensive areas, so we just want to make sure we keep that as safe as possible. So I can come on for Peter Arnott. He's tiring quite a bit in the game, and I think we will actually take Little Whittle off, and I am going to give Francisco a little bit more game time. I really enjoyed his little appearance in the last Premier League game, and he can hopefully get a nice little run out here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and it would be nice for us to keep a clean sheet as well in this game. Jimenez with a good save to stop Spurs from getting one back, and yeah, he, like I said, has been putting in a much more improved performance this season than what we ever saw last year. I think with some players you do need to be patient. It was hard to remain patient with him though, but now that we have remained patient, now that he's adapted a little bit more, he has been a very, very fantastic keeper for us. Obviously, Nunziante is one who went to Spurs. I think he did start off the season as the starting keeper as well, but he's been displaced at Spurs as well. He's probably sitting on the bench today. Gabriel Pereira now going through. It's the man keeping Nunziante out of the Spurs team who stops Pereira from getting his second goal for us. We do have a corner though. Pereira's lurking near that front post. He's lurking right next to the keeper, but the keeper comes out, claims the ball, and it was a very, very poor corner. It's another corner though. We're going to see if this one's going to be better. Santos waiting at the back post. Spurs get it away, but Santos, he is Brazilian. He does bring a little bit of flair. He tried the overhead kick from the edge of the area. It was a very, very tame overhead kick straight into the arms of the keeper, but beautiful move to see. And we do get an absolutely fantastic win as well. Spurs top of the league. We've just gone to their place. We've smashed them 2-0. And yeah, what a fantastic little result for us. Keeps up the momentum that we do have in the team as well. Leaves us 14 points behind Spurs. So yeah, it's still quite an unassailable lead that they'll hold over us. But we've opened the door for Manchester City to catch up a bit. They've got a game in hand, they're 4 points behind, so it could make it a little bit more interesting title race come the end of the season. For us though, we're 5 points behind Man U in 4th place, and Chelsea have a game in hand over us below us when they're only 1 point behind. But it's looking like a very, very healthy position in the table. Maybe these games will sometime line up and we'll get a much better idea of where we are. But sitting pretty in 5th place at the minute, and long may that continue. Like we say, we do want to get through this season relatively quickly, so I think we'll come back for these games in March. We'll hopefully be able to get Chiriac off the books and just continue improving this financial situation. Definitely don't have the aim of spending money, but I probably said that in the transfer window last time and then proceeded to go out and spend maybe 30-40 million. So yeah, we do want to try to keep this balance looking respectable, but can't promise that I'm not going to spend money if the right player comes along. But happy with how the team is going, and like we say, probably going to come back for those fixtures in March against West Ham and Newcastle. We'll get through the run of tough fixtures, Man City, Arsenal, Man U, Liverpool, but with how we're performing at the moment, confident that we can get good results in those, and then see what the lay of the land is there. Maybe we'll have an FA Cup tie which we could throw in. So at the minute penciled in for West Ham Newcastle, but could be an FA Cup tie depending on how that competition's going. But yeah, looking like a nice season for us on the pitch, and once we get these finances sorted out, it'll just be a very, very lovely season for us overall. If you have enjoyed that episode, make sure to drop a like and a comment down below. Remember to subscribe to the channel for regular Football Manager content. Thank you very, very much for watching. Bye bye.